This week is Fire Prevention Week, and on this Mindful Monday, we're talking about a fire hazard you might not think about but likely use every day: lithium-ion batteries. We're joined by Molly McCormick from the La Crosse Fire Department to tell us more. Good morning, Molly. Great to see you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so lithium-ion batteries, we hear a lot about them, use them a lot, but what should we know about them when it comes to safety?
So lithium-ion batteries are a really great tool. They've changed technology over the last 2 decades. They're rechargeable, which is great. They can keep our devices powered for a long time, but with that comes a little bit higher fire risk. And so a lot of folks don't always realize that risk. They work, not to get nerdy with you, but they work because these lithium ions, they're going back and forth in this battery, back and forth. They're storing, they're using the energy, storing, using, going back and forth. And what happens with these, powerful, it's kind of like Spider-Man said, with great power comes great responsibility.
Exactly.
So what happens with those is if they get damaged, if they get too hot or too cold, if they're poorly made, you're going to have it's going to start getting a little wonky inside. It's going to start getting super hot.
Too hot.
It's going to overheat, and it's going to go into what we call thermal runaway. And when it goes into that thermal runaway is when we see those fires start. Because not only does it have a whole lot of heat to it, when it goes into thermal runaway, it has the potential to start making its own oxygen.
Wow, okay.
And you can ask hopefully any 5th grader this week after they've done a lesson with our firefighters. They're going to learn about the fire triangle. What fire needs to survive is heat, oxygen, and fuel.
Wow.
With lithium-ion batteries, you're going to have all 3.
Wow, okay.
And so it makes it not only a higher risk for a fire, but a little bit harder for us to fight.
Okay, wow. And so what can we do about it? A lot of people, we used to see these people like their phones catching on fire when they were charging them in their bed, right? What can we do to make sure stuff like that doesn't happen to us?
And so when we're talking about being safe, just all around, know the products that you buy. That's a key thing for not only lithium-ion batteries, but any product. Make sure that you know what you're getting into. Make sure that it comes from a nationally recognized testing laboratory. The UL sticker that you see on all your products make a big difference. And then beyond that, beyond getting the right products, make sure that you're charging, make sure that you're using them appropriately. If they get damaged, you need to get rid of them. And then not keeping them in your beds at night is so critical. So when you're charging those devices, make sure that they're on a hard, flat surface. Make sure it's somewhat temperature controlled. If they're fully charged, unplug them.
Right.
And that goes for those fast chargers, which seem like such a great idea. I love not waiting. What a great way to live life.
Exactly.
However, you need to make sure that it's made for your device. So if your device is charging too fast, you're causing those ions to get a little crazy. So that's why we want to make sure that you're making the right choice, using the right product together.
Okay, and then when we need to throw them out, should we just toss them in the trash, or is there a safer way
no.
to dispose of them?
I'm so glad we're talking about it. So regular, your alkaline batteries, AAA, AA batteries, those can go in the trash. That's perfectly okay. I know that people freak out about that too. When it comes to your lithium-ion batteries, you want to make sure that you're recycling them because if they get damaged, which they will, you throw them in the regular trash, they're going to get damaged on the way to the landfill. Here at Excel, they do an amazing job of helping us better use our trash. And so they're going to throw it through a machine that's going to shred it all up. That damaged lithium-ion battery, as soon as it gets that major damage to it, it's going to go into that thermal runaway. You're going to create a small fire with a small battery. But think about all that fuel going back to that triangle again. That's why it's so important that we teach it. It's around all of that trash that can then
just
set,
waiting too.
And it grows and it grows.
Incinerate,
So it's super important that you recycle them.
Okay, good to know there. And then during this Fire Prevention Week, we know you're going around talking to a lot of, pre-K through 5th graders in our area. What are you teaching them? What do you want them and their parents to know?
Oh my goodness, we're teaching them everything we can. So it's a big week for me. It's kind of like the Super Bowl. I'm a little tired just thinking about it, but we're really excited. We're working with, over 4,000 kiddos this week, and so every grade is going to be structured for their age. And so with our little ones, we're getting them used to seeing our firefighters in their gear and to know that they're a safe adult. It's a little intimidating. A firefighter comes in with their mask on. I mean, you've got a little guy. Think about how he might feel seeing that for the first time. So we want them to see that in a really safe environment. And then as they get older, we're kind of expanding on that, talking about having a safe escape plan, making sure that they practice their fire drills not only at school but at home. We bring Sparky into the equation, which is our fire dog who drives a fire truck.
Love that,
Oh yeah, he's a celebrity. I mean, happy to know him.
There he is, yeah.
Hey, there he is. Look at that guy. He's a handsome guy.
He is looking good.
And then as we get older, we're doing more and more. So as students progress, they're able to handle a lot more. So really the big message is, what can we do to stay safe? Make sure that you have working smoke alarms, make sure you know how to get out. And then there's ways not only to be prepared, but how can we prevent? And that's what we're doing with our older students. If they know how fire works, they know how to stop it from happening.
And stop it. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, great. Well, thank you so much, Molly, for being here. Such an important message. We appreciate your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you so much.
No problem. Stay with us. We're back right after this.